How to get over a breakup. Hi guys, my name is Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today we're talking about how to get over a breakup. So the first point I want to make is to use your pain to do something creative or use it for inspiration. So just to give you a little bit of a story, I have gotten the most inspiration and the most creativity from those experiences. So the really tough times in your life, if you utilize that pain and transmute it into something positive and into your creative endeavors, then that will really help you. So for example, the most popular video on my YouTube channel is a short film that I made. And it was the process of making this short film. During this time, I was going through the hardest crap I've ever gone through. And how I became a dating coach and a relationship coach is because I went through a lot of pain because of my romantic endeavors. You know, I really sucked at dating. I really sucked at relationships. I didn't know how to get the girls I liked to like me back. And it was because of those situations that I made really, successful creative things like that short film, because it's got the most views on my channel, and from starting my own business. Now, of course, it took me a while and a long time of study to study relationships and dating and personal development to be able to become a coach. I mean, that's taken years and years of study and practice, but because it was all because of pain. It was all because I was going through something that was absolutely awful. And if it wasn't for those experiences, then I wouldn't be who I am today. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect right now. There's still things that I have a lot to learn. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But it was because of those painful experiences that I'm even able to talk in front of this camera right now. So use this pain of the breakup to inspire you. Use it to, create something and make something of yourself, to become better. So if you also think that you really suck with relationships and with dating, then obviously you need to watch some videos. They don't have to be my videos. There's plenty of dating coaches out there. You can probably get a few nuggets of wisdom from. But start that process. Start the process of getting better at dating and relationships and understanding where you went wrong, what you could have done better. And perhaps the breakup wasn't your fault, but there are obviously still some things in there that you probably did do wrong, because none of us is perfect. And go to work on those things. Find inspiration from the pain. See it as an opportunity rather than a loss, because I always see that the challenges and the painful experiences that occur to me as opportunities to grow and become better. The next point I want to make is improve your self-respect by listening, reading and watching positive things. So when I was going through really tough things, the place that I had to go to get strength was actually from other people, other influencers, other coaches like what I am now. It was through listening to, seminars, reading positive self-help books. Those are the things that really changed my life and transformed me. I highly recommend that you watch this positive resources playlist, which does have a bunch of videos that did in fact help me through my journey. So there are, especially Dr. Wayne Dyer's The Power of Intention. That's one of those game changers for me that really got me into personal development and strengthening my own character, because I'm not afraid to admit that I was weak, and there's still some areas of my life that I think I'm really weak at. But that was when I became aware of the fact that I have weaknesses and aware of the fact that I can improve upon them if I decide to. So the next point I want to make is to avoid overindulgence. So usually after a breakup, we may spend a lot of money, like on new haircuts. You see that a lot when someone breaks up with someone, they get a new haircut, or they buy a whole different kind of wardrobe. They buy a whole new style of clothing. They overindulge in food, or they go out binge drinking with their friends because, oh yeah, I've split up with my ex, now I'm gonna go crazy. And usually when that happens, it just makes you feel a lot worse, because you spend so much money, you break the bank basically, and you've done things to your body that is really negative. I'm not saying that you can't do those things and you can't let loose a little bit, but also be aware that if you drink too much, or you eat too much, or you spend too much, afterwards you're probably going to feel not so great about it. So be very aware of that. Basically, 90% of the time, if you're going to do something, make sure that whatever you do, it's empowering you and it's going to make you feel better about yourself. So an example of this would be exercise. Obviously, most people go through this experience where when they've worked out and they've done like a hard workout and they've exercised, you know, they feel better about it. I know that I do. You know, once I've exercised, I feel really glad that I did it and I feel better because of it. So you want to make sure that most of the things that you do throughout your day, throughout your life, is actually things that you're glad you did. Now, if you're doing more things that you wish you hadn't done, then obviously you have a bit of a problem there. You need to switch that around and do more things that actually make you feel good about yourself, as opposed to it feels good in the moment, but now it feels really bad afterwards. So you know personally what those things are. Another thing that may really help you as well is to live at the edge of your comfort zone and try and do something every single day that scares you, or something that at least makes you feel uncomfortable. Because that's the only way we can grow. We grow through challenge. So if you're doing something every day that's a little bit challenging for you, something new, something difficult, something a bit different. So for you, that might be just, you know, having an extra 10 minutes at the gym, or it could be, you know, writing your essay for a bit longer, or studying a bit harder. Just do something that makes you feel like you are growing and that you are developing and you are stretching beyond your comfort zone. Because if we are not growing and we're not challenging ourselves, we tend to lack meaning, and we tend to feel bad about ourselves. So if you're just sitting around and you feel like your life is meaningless, then the best way to bring meaning into your life is to actually start growing and start doing more of the things you know you should be doing. And deep down, you probably know the things that you should be doing. So if you're a student, you know that you should probably be studying a bit harder, or you should be working a bit harder on your exams, or on your essays and your dissertation, or whatever it is. Or if you're working, perhaps you know that you've been cutting corners and you've been trying to do things the easy way as opposed to, you know, the best and right way to do it. Now, obviously it's okay to cut corners sometimes, as long as it still, you know, brings the same result. But if you're cutting corners and you know that you're doing a sloppy job because of it, stop cutting the corners. Do things that are difficult, do things that are meaningful. So if you cannot help yourself and you feel like you just cannot get over it, and let's say you've been looking at their social media posts and you still have their number in your phone, it's time to remove that. You know, you need to remove them from your social media. Block them if you have to, if you can't help yourself, and remove their number as well. I would also suggest, if this was a long-term thing and you have some of their stuff, I would recommend getting rid of it. Don't give in to the excuse of, oh, we've got to meet up and we've got to swap things. You know, if you know where they live, just go and put everything in a box and just leave it outside their house. Maybe leave them one last message to say, I'm just leaving this stuff outside your house. But if you know you cannot help yourself, it's time to remove all of those things, all of those triggers that will make you think of them. So, because basically, if you haven't got rid of their stuff and you've still got them on social media, there's an opening there for you to get upset, for you to think about them, for you to check on them, and you want to get rid of all those emotional triggers that could spiral you into a bad mood or make you want to reach out to them when you know that's not the right thing to do. So you want to remove all of that stuff. Obviously, these videos are very generalized, so if you like coaching and would like help with a specific situation, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop. Alternatively, you can use the email address provided in this video's description box. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.